Hello everyone, welcome back to another Empire video. Today we are going to be doing what if Hungary had an empire. I'm pretty sure I haven't done a Hungary empire yet, so let's just get right into the video. Anything in red means Hungary, and anything in blue means the thing it's attacking. And remember, NATO, EU, UN, they're disbanded for this video. It's first for the sake of making it fun, because let's just say it attacks Slovakia, then the whole NATO would just go in. So let's just get right into the actual video. So they're going after arguably their weakest neighbor, which is Slovakia. So yeah, this would be a pretty easy fight for Hungary, just because Hungary is buffed for the sake of this video. So they're gonna absolutely clap them. Let's just get right into it. So yeah, they're making pushes along the southern border and eventually take their capital, which results in a full-on collapse of the country, and then they surrender. So now we have Hungary buying this land off of Hungary buys this land off of Ukraine because this was part of Hungary proper, so they do this anyway. So there we go. And now Hungary is pretty cool. It's pretty cool now, I guess. And now they go for, let's say, their second weakest neighbor, or there we go. Or I guess Slovenia would be weaker, but you know. But this arguably would cause a Balkan War, which I'm not going to do because, you know, I hate Balkan Wars. I just hate them with all my heart. But let's just get into the thing, which it's not going to be that different. They push in, but it is going to be more difficult. It's going to take longer to capitulate all of Croatia. So yeah, they push in. They push in more, you know, it's just normal at this point that they push in. But after here, we have a stalemate being established over in this area. We then have another army pushing into Slovenia to try to capture around the army. Go around the army, which they flank them from behind and they had to retreat. Which after this, they make a spearhead towards this coast. Which then cuts Croatia into two, which they completely obliterate this. And now that Slovenia is all by themselves, they get obliterated as well. And the push down the Croatian coast continues until the surrender happens. Which, it doesn't happen, because it doesn't happen right now. Because after the peace negotiations from them surrendering here instead of the other place, this is the peace treaty. Now, after more than 100 years, Hungary finally has a coast again. And yes, they're completely annexed, both of them. Don't even. And if you haven't figured this out already, Hungary has aspirations for all of their former, you know, stuff. So like that. That would be Hungarian, would it not? So they decide to declare war on just fucking kill your. Okay. We then see, you know, this go along, which then I will include some of the Balkans in here because, you know, the funny. But Bosnia doesn't get into the war because I don't feel like, you know, putting them there. We then see Montenegro join, Albania and Kosovo. And yeah, that's about it. So, yeah, this war is going to be pretty good, I guess, for the red team, because Hungary is on the red team, of course, which means they're going to win. So they push into the top, but they did have the fences right where the border stops. So yeah, that didn't go well. and then they focus on taking the bottom so they can focus on the top. So there's a primarily Kosovo invasion by Serbia, and then Montenegro is getting slapped. Montenegro is about to get slapped because they're completely undefended right now, because they were just, they're gone. Which then Serbia has to send forces into here so they don't get invaded, which causes for some retreat from here. And yeah, that's a complete stalemate. There's a complete stalemate on this border right now. Considering that Serbia is now the only member left on the blue team, they're like, hey, Hungary, you want to help us? They say, sure thing. But joke's on them. Joke's on Hungary over here. It's just a bit of a joke. It's a bit of a prank that they had. Yeah, Hungary already had forces and is now invading with all of their troops. Like, they're now invading with a lot of their troops. Planning to stop at Transylvania and take it from them again. So after this, the Romanians are not doing that well against the newfound Hungary, which Romania would technically be the strongest one here, but, Hungary is really buffed. So after this, we then see a push through Serbia. Belgrade's like right here, they're getting closer and closer to it. And we then see a small, significant invasion, not small invasion from, from Kosovo. That's good. And then they push out from here. We then see a push out through here trying to link up with all the mountains, which goes successfully. They link up with all of them and eventually makes all of this, flawed. They eventually cut off here, cutting off a bunch of Romanian troops. That will be one of the biggest encirclements of ever, I don't know. And after taking all of this, they take all of that. And now that Serbia and Romania are cut it off from each other, we have Belgrade being taken.